Hello, beautiful children. It's wonderful to see you again in my mind's eye, and I hope you're having a wonderful week at school. Most of you, I'm sure you're all back at school. And we're going to do the 10th and the 11th, the last two parshiot in the second book of the Torah called Shemot, and the parshiot are called Vayakhel and Pikudei. And when we get to the end of those parshiot in shul, they'll do na 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 na. I'm not being mean and nasty about you. Chas v'shalom. I would never be mean and nasty. We're not allowed to be mean and nasty. It's their singing chazak, chazak, v'nit, chazak. We get stronger and stronger as Jewish people. That's wonderful. We finished one book of the Torah and we're going on to the next one. It's also my nephew's bar mitzvah in Israel and I can't be there. So I'm wishing him a huge mazel tov. That's my beautiful, beautiful nephew, Laser Eliezer, who's going to be bar mitzvah in Israel. How exciting is that? Okay, are we ready? Rolling back the time and one more, rolling back the time and one more, rolling back the time, and thinking and thinking and thinking. Well, in this week's parshiot, we're told about Shabbat. And we know that there are lots of things, children, that we can't do on Shabbat because that would be Machalel Shabbat. That would be breaking the Shabbat. And we know that a lot of things are mukta. Don't touch it, don't play with it, don't break it, don't use it for various different reasons. Now, in this week's Parsha, we only get one prohibition, one no-no. And the no-no that we get is do not light a fire, do not kindle a fire in any of your dwelling places. Only one. But how many prohibitions have our rabbis given us? 39. Now, children, do you think I'm going to go through all 39, yes or no? The answer is yes. But guess what? I thought, how can I do it to make it a little bit more interesting? What can I do to make it more interesting? This is what Moshe is supposed to have learnt from Hashem on Har Sinai. And our rabbis tell us that these are the groups of things. All the prohibitions, all the no-nos are to do with what was used for building, setting aside building for the Mishkan, for Hashem's special tent. But we don't have Hashem's special tent, but we still have to learn these rules. But we don't have Hashem's special tent, but we still have to learn about korbanot, about the presents to Hashem, because it's as if we had them. And it's the way of Hashem forgiving us. And Hashem's mishkan, lishkon, to rest. It gives peace, forgiveness. And it's the edut, it's the testimony, it's witness that Hashem forgives us and loves us and rests amongst us. So what did I do to show you the avot malachot, what I call the av malachas? What did I do? Well, I didn't make an ice cream with 39 flavours. Wouldn't that be amazing? I didn't make a cake with 39 ingredients. I made a jigsaw. Two-sided, 20 pieces each side. And I did, because I'm an artist and a poet, but I haven't painted in a while. This was my first thing that I did yesterday, and it took me the whole day to do it. I painted all the jigsaw pieces, the colours of the things in the Mishkan. Let's see if you'll realise all the colours of the things in the Mishkan as we go along. And I also did a bit of cutting and pasting. Ordinarily, I'd have done my own painting, but I didn't have time for that. So let's have a look. It's very, very, very delicate and it keeps falling apart. So there's not much I can do to stop the falling apart. Let me just try and do it one more time because it keeps falling apart. It's very, very naughty. There we go. That's my jigsaw, one side, and that's my jigsaw, the other side. Now, I'm going to dismantle my jigsaw so that you can see all the bits. First bit, and if I don't dismantle it exactly, I can, first bit, number 1, sowing, S-O-W-I-N-G, sowing. That's when you're planting. Number 2 is ploughing, and that would be maybe with this. Number 3 is tearing. Tearing. We know what that is, tearing. Number 4 is collecting. Collecting the plants. Oh, this will do nicely. No, can't do that on Shabbat. Number, I'm trying to do this in order. So number 5 is threshing. Threshing, psh, 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 with my seeds, threshing. Number 6 is throwing something up in the air, throwing the seeds up in the air. Now, of course, you know, we do throw things up in the air on Shabbat, but we're talking about the seeds for the purpose of actual making something. Selecting, number 7, selecting is not allowed. Selecting the plants. 8, grinding, grinding the seeds. Okay, number 9 would be sifting. Sifting, that's number 9. Sifting, does mummy sift flour when she makes a cake sometimes? Or daddy, depending who likes to cook and bake in your house. Number 10, so kneading a dough, if mummy makes or daddy, whoever makes the challah for Shabbat. Okay, then we've got cooking. Cooking, on Shabbat, everything is pre-cooked and we put it on our hot plate. Number 12 is cutting, cutting with a pair of scissors. We can't do that. Okay, number 13, cleaning wool for the purpose of making the tapestries. Combing the wool for the purpose of making the tapestries for the Mishkan. Right, I think this is the next one. Now, this dyeing is D-Y-E-I-N-G, not when we go back to Hashem, but this is when we make different colours. So the wool had to be dyed different colours for the Mishkan. We can't do that on Shabbat. Spinning, taking a spinning machine and spinning. We can't do that on Shabbat. So that was number 16. Number 17, horizontal threading. That's when you take a thread and you go up and down. Here's my needle. Here we go. Here's my little needle set. So can you see my needles and thread there? So I can't sew horizontally. How about vertical threading? That's vertical threading. No, I can't sew this way either. Weaving, number 19, weaving on the weaving machine to make the goat's hair beautiful. No. And number 20, pulling the thread out. Can't do that either. So now let's see if I can find 21, because I'm turning my jigsaw over and hopefully I'll be able to find 21. And I found it, 21, making a knot. I can't make a knot. And 22, untying a knot. I can't do that either. Let's see if I can find 23, sewing. No, I'm not allowed to sew. 24, cutting, any type of cutting. I can't cut. 24. 25, catching an animal. The hunters can't hunt on Shabbat. 26, killing an animal. No shochet can work on Shabbat. Okay, let me see if I can find the next thing that I'm looking for. I think that was 26, 27. I'm not sure where you are, number 27. I can find you. Where are you? Well, I think I'm just going to continue with what I've got. So I'm going to continue here with, I think I'm going to continue with this one. Drawing lines. We can't draw lines. Removing hair. We can't remove hair. Erasing. We can't rub things out. And building. We can't build. We can't build. Okay. And I think I've done this one now. Lighting a fire. We can't light a fire. That we explained in this week's Parsha. That's what it says. You can't light a fire in all of your dwelling places. Putting the last hammer in. You can't do that either. And carrying. You can't carry. Now we have an eruv, so we can carry, but you can't carry from one place to another. So, and of course, the last one, Shabbat Shalom. So I think we've gone through all of the pieces. At least I hope we have gone through all of the pieces. And let's carry on with this week's parsha. So those are all the 39 of Malachot. Let's hope I did them all. Okay, so we know that Moshe is delighted to see everything being done well. Gold is being requested. We need that for the menorah, and it's counted in kikars and in shekels. And Itamar, the son of Aharon, is the auditor. He's the accountant. Maybe some of your mummies and daddies, grandpas, grandmas, aunties, uncles could be accountants. That's when they check the numbers and make sure that everything adds up correctly. It's a very hard job. Silver, that was also counted in kikars and shekels, which we obviously needed for the adanim, the beams and the sockets, etc. Copper, we needed that for the mizbeach ha-nechoshet. And special people weigh it all up. Okay, so everybody should contribute whatever they wanted. And guess what? The men and the women were delighted to contribute. Blue, purple, crimson, dyed wool, fine linen, goat's wool, red ram skins, and cedar wood. Knock, knock, knock on the cedar wood. How amazing is that? Okay. The Bnei Yisrael were so quick to give. The tribal leaders thought they would wait. That's a bit naughty to wait, isn't it? Luckily, they could still give some precious stones, some spices, some fragrances, and some olive oil. So the Bnei Yisrael were quick to give all of their donations. So what could the princes give? 2 shoham stones. How many shoham stones are there going to be for the ephod, for the apron? 2 more shoham stones, that's 4. 2 more shoham stones, that's 6. 2 more of the stones, that's 8. 2 more of the stones, that's 10. 2 more of the stones, that's 12. 12. All those special jewels, that's amazing. The Nasiim, he also gave wagons. That's amazing. Okay, what next? Well, the Mishkan is actually finished on Hanukkah, on the 25th of Kislev, but it's not dedicated till 3 months later, till the Rosh Chodesh Nisan. We're not there yet. For 8 days celebration, dedication. And Moshe blesses the Jewish people, and Moshe puts the Mishkan together. Amazing. Although Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, Miriam's great-grandson, he, at age 13, SPS some people say, aka also known as the Medrash, he's the one that actually is in charge and makes all the items and has Ruach HaKodesh, and he is incredible, and he knows how to do things, from the tribe of Yehuda, joined by Oholiav, the son of Achisamach, from the tribe of Dan. And they do all the things of the Mishkan together with Ruach HaKodesh. Right, so we've done the Avot Melachot, what I call the Av Melachas. We don't garden on Shabbat. Did you see that? Yeah, no gardening. Did you see these planty tree things? No playing around with them on Shabbat. Okay, we have an Eruv, so we are able to carry. But you wouldn't be able to carry on Shabbat outside of the Eruv. Okay. So here we go. Even though the Mishkan, the building, is holy, it must not be done on Shabbat. So we've talked about the Avot Melachot, the 39 main categories of work. Uvayom hashvi'i yelachem kodesh, Shabbat kodesh. So no ktiva, no writing, no mechikat ktav, no rubbing out your writing either. Right. Bezalel and Oholiav oversee the project Mishkan. Bezalel makes the Aron. It is hidden by King Yoshiyahu 50 years before the destruction of the first special house of Hashem, which is called the Bet HaMikdash. and it's Ruach Elokim, Chochmat Lev, special powers Hashem has given to Bezalel and Oholiav to do the work. And we're told that it took 3 months to do the Mishkan. So there we go. More about the jewels and the Nisiim, the princes. The Nisiim, the tribal leaders, donate the gems for the shoulder straps of the ephod, the apron, and the Choshen Mishpat, the special breastplate. We've done this before, but I'll show you pictures. They are late. You're late. You're late for a very important date. It's time to give your donation. You are late. So they gave precious gems, they gave beautiful spices and fragrances, and they gave olive oil. So here's the Mishkan coverings, beautiful. And here's the gold and the silver and the copper. Here's the wool-dyed blue and the wool-dyed crimson and the wool-dyed purple and the olive oil and the spices. Here's the Kodesh HaKodashim. What's in the Kodesh HaKodashim? Are you looking in? The Kodesh HaKodashim had the Aron, the Shulchan, the Mizbeach HaZahav, the Kior, the Mizbeach HaNechoshet was outside, and the Chatzer was the yard. So there were 3 parts to the Mishkan. The Kodesh HaKodashim had the Aron, okay, and the Kruvim, the angels. And we've been through this so many times before. And the Kodesh section had the Menorah, and it had the Shulchan with the special breads on it, and it had the Mizbeach HaZahav, the special incense altar with beautiful smelling incense, and there was a kior outside so that in the Chatzer, so that the Kohen Gadol could wash his hands and feet, and there was the Mizbeach HaNechoshet on which all the sacrifices, the presents to Hashem, the Korbanot, were given. Here's the Shulchan, which went in the Kodesh section. So you can see 6 rows of bread, 2 in each row, makes 12. Again, we have done this before, but it's nice to go over it and do it again. Repetition makes us all cleverer. Here's the Menorah. Here's the Kohen Gadol lighting the Menorah. Again, not like a Chanukah, because it had 7 branches. Okay. Even some sockets for you. Adanim, the sockets. The beams of the Mishkan had to go in the sockets. And the Chatzer. Is this the right way round? Hopefully. The Chatzer had the Mizbeach HaNechoshet. Okay, what joy for every girl and boy. No cooking on Shabbat. There we go. So we've learnt quite a lot. What about the colours of my jigsaw? Did you see the colours of my jigsaw? Gold, because they needed gold. Purple for the wool. Blue for the wool. Crimson for the wool. Silver for the sockets. I think I've gone through all the colours of my jigsaw. If I haven't, shout it out. What did I forget? Copper. Copper for the Mizbeach HaNechoshet. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And you, of course, can do your own jigsaws or your own special shows for the Mishkan. What show are you going to do for Mummy and Daddy? Show and tell, so that they know that you know all about the Mishkan and you know all about what we can't do on Shabbat. Listen to your mummies and daddies and do what they say. Listen to your mummies and daddies. Please don't forget to pray. Listen to your mummies and daddies. Our rabbis lead the way. Then they will be happy. See you again very soon. Take very, very good care of yourselves. Don't worry about a thing. And be very good children to mummies and daddies and your siblings. See you soon. Bye.